this is Brandon Ryan here, NAMM 2015, and we're going to look at the MX1, the new mix performer. So this is really a mixer that's meant to be played. It's kind of the mixer reimagined as a musical instrument, and it looks kind of like the other AIRA gear, as you can see. It's got 4 ports in the back, so you can plug in a TR8 or a System 1 or TB3 or VT3, as we have done, and these are called Airlink Ports. And they can transfer audio up to 24-bit 96. They transfer MIDI, sync, and they also auto-detect the unit. And then they come up on the faders right here. You also have digital in and out. You have 6 analog, including an 1/8 inch, which is great for like tablets and gadgets and smartphones and stuff like that. It sends tempo, so you have start and stop. You have tempo control here. You have shuffle, tap tempo. You can also derive the tempo from an external source also, like a TR8 or something if you want. It is a 24-bit 96K, can also do 44.1 or 48 interface, so we've got it hooked up to Ableton Live. It ships with Live Light, actually, and you can bring that in onto 2 channels as well. And then here's the analog channels. Every channel has a, it can be a panner if you hold pan, but it's a tone filter with 10 kinds of isolators and EQs and filter types. Those are all independent. And then every channel has a beat effect. So if you hit beat effects, there's filters, sidechains, and slicers with different variations as well. And you can step sequence those independently per channel. So you can create like polyrhythms and stuff. It's kind of like the TRX style buttons on a TR8, but they've just been miniaturized. And then every channel also you can run through the master effects, which there's delay, filter, scatters, rolls, bit crushers, flangers. There's 8 different variations of all of those. So there's like big reverb hits and tape stops, and they're all new effects that have been designed for this. Very cool knob that's very playable for these types of effects. So you can control the intensity. There's a thing called combi. If you hit combi, you can actually step sequence when each effect comes in, or even when each effect preset comes in, and you can control the intensity of that. So you can create crazy, glitchy type things, really creative stuff. There's send and return. There's DJ-style Q mixing, so you can listen to any channel in your headphones. There's mastering effects as well. So if you're in an environment where you need to kind of keep things, compressed, or a high-frequency exciter, you've got that. There's scene recall. So I think you have like 64 different scenes you can recall that recall everything about the mixer, so you can do really dramatic changes. And it also has a control surface mode, so it'll control a DAW, and then it also has a thing called external mode. And in external mode, it will take all the inputs, send them into the DAW, like let's say you're using Ableton Live, you can send all 6 inputs and the digital inputs into Live, and then it sends 18 channels back to the faders, and so you can use the effects and things in your DAW, and then all the channels come back on here, and you can use the filters and slicers and effectors, and so it's really like an effector and a mixer and an audio interface, and of course you can use it with all the other AIRA gear or one cable in a computer and Live, and it really expands the experience. MIDI out as well, so you can go to MIDI sync other things, or go to like an SBX1 and use CV and gate. And, of course, headphone jacks and really, really smooth gradient LED meters. And it'll be out about March, and it'll be $599. But really cool to actually see it in action and see it played. It's very ergonomic. The mutes are all on the bottom. The channels light up when they're in play. And it's my pleasure to have Kink here, all the way from Bulgaria. And he's a master of this stuff. And so it's probably best if you just watch him play the MX1. It's way more interesting. So here we go, Kink.